that was agreed to by 179 nations. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. It is the inventory and control plan of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And so many of us around the world think that, well, sustainable development, it just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into concentrated city centers and clearing them out of the rural areas. All systems have to be brought into harmony in order to control them all. Because when systems don't meet, when they're out of balance or not in sync with one another, they can't be controlled centrally. And the goal of Agenda 21 is one world government and total control from a central unit.
Guys, I wasn't going to make another video today, but this is extremely urgent. I need you to pass this on to everybody, all the high content creators that have all the mass followings. The Epstein files in this war is just a distraction. What I just learned about Peter Thiel and Alex Karp with Palantir, essentially they're using all this shit as a distraction right now. And the detention centers that are being installed with the incinerators and all that stuff for humans, it's all designed for us, people like me, people like you, all the dissenters, all the people that can see the shit that's going on. Palantir is 100%. It's using all the cameras, the flat cameras, our cell phones, your TVs, everything. And now it's being even admitted through whistleblowers and through themselves that they are 100% gathering information on every single one of us. What do you think the AI databases are for? What we're seeing right now are all distractions, and we're all putting our attention to it. Okay, and that's what they want. We're giving them exactly what they want. In all reality, they're about to box us all in with this technology. We're 100% occupied by a terrorist entity, which is Israel, in our own government. They're all complicit in this. Guys, this isn't even fucking funny. The war in Iran and the pedophiles is just literally not even the tip of the iceberg. Okay? We have no other choice at this point. I'm going to tell you that right now. We have no other choice but to take arms. We have no other choice. These people plan on killing us all. Everybody that's not in compliance, they plan on killing us all, rounding us up, put us in these concentration camps, and killing us all. This isn't conspiracy. This is 100% what the fuck they're about to do, and they're using all these distractions and all the fucking theatrics as way to fucking buy themselves more time. There's a No Kings rally in the Capitol this weekend on Saturday,
which will never work. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem. Kadash, double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto those like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And always the elephant in the room, always the main agenda of the powers that be, and how they want to get rid of a good chunk of the majority of the people. And why? Because they don't see people as people. They see people as cattle. All right? And cattle doesn't have rights, doesn't have, you don't have no rights. You have no privileges at all. You don't deserve to live according to their logics. Now, the same people didn't always go through the spirit because it is factual. This is the main reason why Esau Edom must be taken down. He got to go. All right? He got to go. When the Lord created something, and he tell you what it is, either A, you're going to believe him, which majority of people don't, and you just got to go through it. And the world had to just go through it. The diabolical plans of these individuals and how evil. I got that from Boondocks episode. But it was doing the BET. They did the what was that from? Damn, I forgot. No, it was Doctor Evil, but it was another like a twist to it. Anyway, this diabolical evil plan that they have have conducted, which they have plotted out years ago. Now we're itching. Right now we are in like in a dawn of what they call it again. Damn, May 1st. May 1st is May Day, but there's a certain period of time. Why every time I think of something, this happens like that. It'll come to me. But during this process, during this time, expect the unexpected or expect something horrible to take place. Because sacrifices needed must be needed. These people are itching and getting closer and closer to their agenda. And they expect resistance. However, they believe that they believe that this resistance will be crushed by them, of course. And they don't mind sacrifices. The same people that don't mind throwing their people under the bus for whatever reason. All this is part of their masterful plan from the very get go. And like I was listening to Pastor earlier, they got the perfect sucker in the office, the perfect idiot, all right, the village idiot that's just doing the most stupidest things possible. And like that, I gotta keep bringing it up. Marina, oh yeah, Marina Bavovich, whatever her damn name is, when she said that he is the perfect guy. Trump is the perfect guy for what's to come. He's bringing nothing but chaos. Basically, they got the perfect village idiot to bring in the shit that they desire. Showing that he's a low level individual because who wants to be the fool that caused the most horrific things to take place and not which not a guarantee that you're going to survive it. So these elites, like we always go to, show it's not a conspiracy theory. It's facts. Factual things are happening. Okay, and it's been in play for a long period of time. Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devises iniquity and work evil upon their bed." When you look into the word iniquity, it means plan. So they plan what? Sin. They plan to multiply sin. Everybody's caught up with whatever flavor of the month is. All right, whatever is being pushed out there, whatever is hot publicly, because people have a tendency of trying to be down, and like the man was saying, which we always say, like there's nothing but distractions after distraction. Even the people that knows well, or people that just kind of smart, they don't get caught up with the idea of what's they don't they don't fall for the bread and circuses, and they still get caught up with the wars that's taking place. All right, well, everybody's agenda is what's gonna happen, gas prices, and all this other shit. The beast system has been in play. The beast system was created. The beast system is fully being implemented. All right, and there's nothing that can be said. The system itself has more rights than the average person, like Isaiah 10:1. Right, a system that was created to grind and demolish the people now has full control of everything. whoever thought, can you imagine? Well, I can speak for a certain age period, but I can't imagine as a child, Toys R Us. I'm just, just jiving, but Toys R Us company will run the world. I can't imagine that. Like, if you don't buy this, you know, then, or you don't buy this, or you don't do this, like what we say, you can't get this. I can't imagine that. Or a spice company controlling the world, but now we have private companies controlling the world. Like, they have more autonomy than elected officials. That's why you have what, the WEF, World Economic Forum, which none of them been voted in. None of them was have royal blood or anything like that. It's just their money talks, and why they pass laws on wicked laws on the people, and that's what we're seeing. We've seen this. We've seen this, and it's all about the bottom line, man. Every time watch a lot of movies, so when you watch these movies with the bad guy, and the bad guy is all about the bottom line. They don't give a damn about the people, and you're like, nah, this is clearly, this is not real life. This is entertainment. Well, it's no longer entertainment now, is it? The Palantir, uh, which came out of the blue, the Israeli company, has full autonomy over the U.S. military, eyes on the people, all right, and moving things in a fashionable way that it should not exist, but it exists because the powers that be allows this to happen. So they can't do nothing. They can't move a needle. They can't do something without finding a way to bring in evil. And like the guy said, you know, the pedophiles and war is nothing but a distraction. Matter of fact, hold on. Now this is kind of ironically funny though. Matthew 24, it just kind of hit me, which we all know what the Lord he said, but he even make it to the point where it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." And we go to the word rumor. It says the sense of hearing, an organ of hearing, the ear, the thing heard, instruction, namely oral, of preaching the gospel. Here say report or rumor, a report, right? So the report is these things are happening, this and that. So the Lord was saying the same thing that was happening now. All right. So like basically, and it says, see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And why would hearing all these things trouble you, especially if everything is far off? Because those things are distractions. So the Lord basically like, look, you're gonna hear like Apostle Gabar always say the word rumor, or the way he break it down, he said basically is noise. All right, noise is another distraction. It's like it's throwing you off. What's really happening in your surroundings? Now, even though they could show us it's happening over there, simultaneously you be seeing videos of, let's say, hypothetical, like Iran, like it's business as normal. All right, so they, all these things are just a distraction. Okay, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation," and that's how you know when is, which is not talking about um, this nation, America, against South America. It's talking about Esau, Edom versus this, which is race wars. All right. When you see these things, so for nations that are rising against nations and kingdom against kingdom, which is happening, and there shall be famines, but we've come to the realization through the Spirit of the Lord, if all this evidence is popping up, is a man-made famine that is being planned with this whole economic um, lockdown that they planning to do. And prior to this whole thing that's going down, when it when the C-19 was in full scale, they was talking about famines. All right, they was giving a little indication when here in the states, it was giving a little indication that there would be some sort of famine because the trucks, oh no, not trucks, um, the ports was not being filled enough. And then when this guy came into office, I remember things when I forget things. It's just weird. But this first term, right before this guy even get into office, there was a strike in the ports. It wasn't. It was one of the major ports on the East Coast. The West Coast, they already faltered. And what they faltered from, they went to automatic system. This is sometimes we shouldn't forget a lot of things because you can see why certain things is taking place. So they had a strike, and that strike, if they had strike, there would be no food coming from to the East Coast, right? Now, why they would do all these things or say all these things? Because it was the indication of some form of famine, some form of lacking stuff. Now, I believe was it yeah that was, and then he did what? Right after that, he was talking all that crap. Then he did tariffs, right? He was charging all these other nations money, more money, which is another form of lack of something. Because now, the bottom line, the money trickles down to who? The consumers. Because this is a capitalist state. So it's all about the bottom dollar bill. So they gave power to the rich, more power to the rich, and less power to the poor. And all these things I'm bringing it up for because it was a clear sign of famine, which is clearly man-made. It says, and pestilence, which are diseases. There's countless diseases that's popping out of nowhere, and people just don't know where's it. They believe it's coming out the blue, but forgotten what happened in the C-19. It says in earthquakes. I believe it was an earthquake in Japan. It was a huge earthquake. Yeah, even Yellowstone, I seen that they were saying it was I think it was an earthquake around there too. So we starting to see a lot of global activity, which was what a clear sign that the Lord was to come in in diverse places. So the earthquakes is not in ordinary places where it is, but places where the plates are known for shifting all the time. Nah, it's happening all over because this man has the heart program, and with that heart program that he has, it causes earthquakes, and the signal that they get, it determines what natural resources that particular area has. That's why it seems like they're doing a last get money scheme plan, a last ditch for real estate, and not caring about who's in that land. But here's the point: all these are the beginning of sorrows. So it wasn't sorrows; it was the beginning of sorrows. So we're just at the tip of the iceberg. These people are planning to make everybody's lives miserable and to reduce a lot of people from this world, and they are themselves hoping and praying that majority of people do it themselves. So we are in some evil times right now. Evil times. It says, let me get this real quick. It's not there. There it is. I believe it's Rock 13 or 14. 13. It says, verse 13 and 19, as that wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. So they created a system that if you are poor, you're guilty. All right, automatically guilty. You're guilty because you have less, and this is why the Trump he don't before everybody, you know, we already see that Trump is what they call a racist, right? But he had a lot of black friends back in the days, right? And he was in a lot of rap songs. He respect those that have. That's the best way you could say. But the have-nots, not only they don't have the respect for the have-nots, they want to utterly destroy them. You're nothing but a meal ticket for immortality when it comes to these fools. So that right there is a clear-cut sign that they created a system just to destroy the very poor of the society. All right, and their whole notion is, why should they take care of you? Take care of you. So these evil individuals with their evil plan. Once again, this plan was not an overnight shoot. This was an ongoing thing, and May 1st is going to be 250 years of not the United States of America, but the whole Illuminati. All right, and that's going to be a very high day. That's why he keeps pushing back the ceasefire. Matter of fact, let me see if I have that. Well, I do have it. I don't. No, actually, I gotta go to. Yeah, I believe this brother had it. Real quick, just to prove something. There it is. It says, Trump, we are totally loaded up. We use a ceasefire to restock munitions, and they have done a little restocking. So the whole time he was just buying time, and which, ironically, from the moment it started, everybody said that this was going to take place. This wasn't 3D chess like I like to claim. This was a debacle. All right, a debacle, because at the same time you're moving and getting these things done, how you think your enemy is doing? That's why he wanted a guard down so they could go up there and run shot. Because this land is not, this scripture says, the hammer. All right, so it is the hammer of the earth. So the hammer of the earth is they needed time to rebuild so they could be more destructive. So we could clearly see whatever they had plotted, they planned, which when you go to the Albert Pike letter to Giuseppe Mazzini, you can clearly see that it was a well thought out plan. Not really. I'm just trying to give him a little bit of credit. But it was, they fell right into the trap of the Lord. This is the Lord's plan. The Lord is using them to sort of solidify his kingdom. All right. To solidify his coming to the world. Because when you really think about it, when Yahweh Shai comes, who he's gonna who's going to stand against him? It's going to be Esau. And the spirit was on, was it Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, to downgrade and get rid of Jake out of the military in high positions. Because, like the scripture says, hold on, let me get that since I'm in this neighborhood. Revelation 11, 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. And what are the clouds? Clouds is talking about ICBM nuclear missile. Slakia. The chariots. All right. The chariots of Israel, which are what the world ignorantly call UFOs. Okay. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds. So he's not, the Lord's coming in his great glory, which we all should know by now. This is the most anticipated coming, period. On the flip side, but the rats that wear small hats, they still waiting for them first time. All right, the majority of the world is ahead of them with that. Plus, they don't believe in the Messiah. They believe that what they're doing would usher in a Messiah, but ain't gonna save them. It says, "And every eye shall see him," talking about Yahweh Shai, and they also which pierce him, all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. So when the Lord comes back, they're gonna be wailing. All right, they're gonna be screaming. They're not gonna think it's a light thing. They're gonna see that as the ultimate end. So the Lord know how to turn things up. And right now, the people that think that they're running everything, they're being played. And the scripture says, Job, 17 or 16, I can't remember. 21? Salakia. It's 12. That with him, talking about the Most High, is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Why? Because the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men and give it to whosoever he will, even the bases of men. So he put the bases of men in a position, and in order to maintain that which they was given, the permission that they was given to do, all right, they was given a certain, they was able to control certain narratives. That was Esau's blessing. I was trying to think of something, the best way to say it. And the best way would say it is they was given rulership, but they went beyond that which the Lord gave for them to do. Because the Lord never had the agenda 2030 for them to establish. That's why the scripture says that when he's about to fill his belly, right, then the Lord will cast, roughly paraphrasing, I think a filthy. Matter of fact, let me get it. Because I'm in the neighborhood. Job 20, 20, right? It says 20 and 17. He shall not see the rivers, the brooks, the folds, the flood, and the brooks of honey and butter, that which he labored for. So this whole agenda 2030, they had an agenda 2025, There's some stupid shit going on now. Obviously, they're about to put everybody in the economic lockdown. This is all part of the agendas, all right? But him not knowing that his time is running out. Matter of fact, they know their time is running out. They're just trying to um, upset prophecy. That's all it is. They're in a delusional state. So that what he labored for, and going back to May 1st, what would they labor for? Complete, total dominance and being rulers of the planet Earth forever. Okay? Which is what? Immortality. It says, that which he labored for, he restore. So all the stuff that he took by violence, no other way, he's gonna have to restore to whom? The rightful owners. All right. And the way, the more you watch videos, the more you see that everybody is making mention of one group of individuals on the planet Earth. And I believe now there is 110 countries that kicked them out, or they're not accepted. Italy was the next ones to do it. Like you're not invited. Get out. You saying? So they wanted world domination from the very beginning. It says, and shall not swallow it down according to his substance, the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he oppressed and have forsaken the poor. See that? So it's all about the what they have done in their time to rule, and they have failed. They pass in flying colors because they they are the devil. The Lord created them to be the devil. All right. It says, because they had violently taken away in the house which he buildeth not. So they took everything. And since they took everything by force of the sword, they're not going to be given no land. They're not going to be given anything. Okay? And you can see this masterful, well thought out plan that they had and is falling apart. All right? Everything's falling apart. They are in a chaotic scene more than we do. Like when somebody rich, goes bankruptcy, you're like, yo, you still got this and that, and not knowing that there's a whole nother um, bracket of other pay grades, so to speak, that does things differently. Okay, so that when the rich goes out there and cry about they're in poverty, which we all could clearly see that they're not, they utilize the same corrupted system to maintain their power. All right, and their power is to destroy the very poor of this world, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not. Surely he shall not fill the quietness in his belly. He shall not save that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, in every every hand of the wicked. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, which is talking about the poor. So you could, like that man was talking about, oh, the No Kings parade, which don't really mean nothing. They don't give a damn if you have that parade. What's the other word? The No Kings rally or protest. They're not concerned about none of that. They actually want that. Okay, they literally want that. They want total control. And this is why they want the RFID microchip system to be established quickly. Because the quicker everybody convert into digital, the quicker they have complete control, autonomy, and and then they could be gods on Earth. All right, we live in some sci-fi shit, but overall, what's happening now is a clear cut that this is real, all of it. All right, and they're gonna fail. Matter of fact, let me end it off in this. Job 5 and it should be 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, which is the planning of the crafty. Their whole agenda they start a war, which once you start a war, is more than is bombing and invading. You have innocent people, quote unquote, that's out there that has no affiliation with any military or any of that sort. They just try to flee to safety. So there goes your peacekeeping narrative, but the Lord is taking them in their own plan. Okay, that He disappointed the device of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise. So before they even put the capstone on the top, He's gonna smack everything from him. All right, because this devil he's guilty, all over the board. He's guilty. So the Lord is about to disrupt everything. And He's not going to establish that which He looked forward to. Okay? So Agenda 2030 is just a pipe dream. All right? And they have a few glimpses of it now, but overall, that which they seek it for, they're not going to get it. Okay? Yeah, this guy got some nerve though. This is a day ago, or was it yesterday? You know, ceasefire on, ceasefire off. That's why when people they tired of this place, hey shit, we're tired of this place. And it was kind of ironic too. I seen on the Lego Iranian music video, another one popped up again. And the world's tired of this place because of this guy right here. All right. So with that being said, shalom to the elected of the nation Israel. Shalom.